The MLM2 Pro is a very solid launch monitor. And for less than $699, you're gonna get elite data level tracking, built-in simulation capability, and third-party integration. And honestly, it's probably one of my favorite launch monitors to buy. There's no question. But I gotta say, for a lot of golfers, I don't think the MLM2 Pro is the right fit. So in today's video, I'm gonna share with you the 5 huge reasons why I think you should not buy the Rapsodo MLM2 Pro. So let's do this. Okay, reason number 1. The real price lives behind a paywall. So the sticker price on the MLM2 Pro is $699. But here's the thing. The experience that most people want from this device is not $699. Yeah, you can technically use the MLM2 Pro without the premium membership, but the list of what disappears is what makes this device so special. You're gonna lose your combines, the insights, the Rapsodo courses, Rapsodo range, impact vision, the larger storage, all the good data, all of it. All that is gone, or it's severely limited without the premium membership. And the free trial is super short. So after that, you're now choosing between $199 per year or a one-time fee of $499 to unlock it. So what does this all mean in plain English? Well, if you expect the full slate of features, your realistic ownership cost just jumped up fast. So if you add a $499 lifetime to a $699 hardware, now you're at $1,200. That's it, $1,200. So for some people, that's way past budget territory. And that matters because there are good alternatives that either don't lock the best stuff behind a subscription or that deliver deeper pro-style accuracy and dashboards for not much more upfront. The MLM2 Pro is a phenomenal device. That is until you realize that the parts you really want were never $699. Okay, reason number 2. Spin is excellent with the right ball. If you practice indoors and you care about spin, which you should, the MLM2 Pro's spin accuracy is a strong selling point, but that's only if you use RPT balls, Callaway or Titleist variants, with the tracking pattern. Without those, you're losing spin rate and access indoors. I've even tested it, and it doesn't really work. So the problem is practicality. RPT balls scuff quickly, and you only get 3 of them when you buy the MLM2 Pro. So what does that mean? Well, unless you invest in more, you're gonna be babysitting in a tiny 3-ball rotation that's going to wear out very quickly, and it's not gonna give you the data you need. Honestly, there's no real way around this issue. So I'm not putting it entirely on Rapsodo, but to get all the metrics with almost every launch monitor out there right now indoors, you need either special golf balls or club stickers. That's just the way it is for indoor golf. But it's something to be aware of. So you gotta ask yourself, how much do you value spin indoors? How much hassle are you willing to put up with? Are you comfortable knowing the accuracy of one of the most important metrics is effectively gated behind a special ball that costs at least $50 a dozen? Okay, reason number 3, the app is friendly, but it's not flexible. I think that Rapsodo software is overall approachable and polished. It works well, but there definitely are some limitations, especially for more serious users. Okay, so when you're using your phone for your range session, you can only see a few data metrics at a time. Even on a tablet, you'll still be juggling layouts rather than just building a true all metrics dashboard. So for a beginner or casual user, this is actually a strength. Fewer numbers, cleaner screens, less intimidation. Hell, I don't even know half those numbers even mean half the time. But for a coach or a data junkie, it just feels super limited. Now don't get me wrong, the compare and insight features are awesome, but they don't replace the freedom to slice and dice your own raw data in real time. Now the irony is that the MLM2 Pro produces some of the most impressive data in the sub $1,000 category, but then they make you jump through hoops to view it in bulk. Reason number 4, there's a small hitting zone and alignment sensitivity. You may have seen a video I made a couple of months ago talking about how the MLM2 Pro added directly measured club path angle attack. It's a big deal, especially at this price point. It's actually a huge deal. But the issue is that to get those numbers to read accurately, you've got to be careful to get your MLM2 Pro set up just right. Now listen, it's not like a huge deal. In fact, I think it's easier to set this thing up than it is to set up a FlightScope launch monitor. But it's definitely a thing. So you need to plan on a few extra minutes to just dial in your setup before each session. Another thing is that short chips often go in red. That's definitely a problem when you're trying to play around of sim golf and you can't get the unit to pick up your shots around the green. And not to mention that once you're on the green, you're gonna have to use the auto-putt feature. F auto-putts. I hate auto-putting. I think it's completely lame. All right, the hitting zone is definitely a bit tighter than some of his competitors. That's fine if you're hitting off a mat where you can place the ball in the same spot each time. But when you're outdoors on real grass and you're taking divots, it can become a pain to regularly have to reposition instead of the MLM2PRO as your hitting area moves. Now, none of this is catastrophic. You're gonna adapt, but these are things I wish somebody had told me before I bought the unit. Reason number 5, battery, sim shortcomings, and hardware quirks. Listen, this all adds up. Individually, none of these are deal breakers, but again, just stuff you need to be aware of and think through as you compare the MLM2PRO to other launch monitors. First of all, the battery life. It's about 4 hours. Now, that's honestly fine for most sessions, but if you don't remember to recharge a unit, you can face the frustration of a dead unit when you show up and now it doesn't work. And indoors, you're pretty much gonna need to keep this thing plugged in all the time if you want to use it for marathon sim sessions. As for simulator play within Rapsodo's own environment, you need to remember the MLM2PRO is one of those launch monitors that's going to limit you to the favorited auto-putt feature. For a lot of golfers, that's not a problem. They don't intend to do real putting anyways during sim rounds. But for those people who want to hole out all of their shots and practice putting, which is like me because I like to putt and most of my shots come from putting, you're gonna need to look elsewhere. Luckily, if you connect to GS Pro, you can do putting in your sim rounds. You just need to remember that's gonna be another $250 a year for that third-party software. Also, it's cool that if you pay for the premium membership, you get Rapsodo's courses, which are like a cartoon rendering of pretty much all of the same golf courses in the world. It's similar to Garmin's Home Tee Hero, but just realize that these are not super detailed or perfectly accurate or realistic looking renderings of those courses. So knowing all this, who shouldn't buy the MLM2PRO? Well, if paying to unlock the best features irritates you, then this is definitely the wrong ecosystem. I'm telling you, you're gonna pretty much be forced to buy the premium membership in some capacity. Now, if you're a coach or a power user, I don't think the MLM2PRO is quite right. I think limitations on how much data you can actually see while you're in a session could be a problem. And if you got an issue using special golf balls indoors, well, you're kind of out of luck because you're gonna need them for the MLM2PRO to get the spin data. All right, here's the deal. The MLM2PRO is by far one of the best sub $1,000 launch monitors ever made. And I'm not just saying that, but it's not the universal answer. For me, I love the MLM2PRO. It's a fantastic unit, but these are some things I wish somebody had told me before I bought it. Guys, let me know in the comments if you got any experience with the MLM2PRO or any other competing affordable launch monitor. I'd love to hear what you guys think. And if you can do me a huge favor, can you like and subscribe? I'd really appreciate the support. But if you guys want to see what happened when I tested out every single launch monitor, that's right, every single launch monitor, it's out right now, then check out this video right here, and I'll see you on the course.